What is going on, guys? What's going on, 27 Squad? Welcome back into another video. And today we're going to be going over the New York Giants defense. I know a lot of people are going to be talking about the offense, but I want to talk about the defense. There are so much little pieces you can take apart from this defensive performance versus the Minnesota Vikings in the wild card playoff game that will make you feel good and make you feel bad. So we're going to talk about all of that, the good, the bad, the ugly, right now. Alright, like always, guys, if you guys are enjoying the video, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe for new content just like this. And let's get into it. Alright, we're going to be talking about these plays in chronological order, so we'll get to the good, the bad, and ugly, kind of all mixed together, and you guys can we'll go in chronological order here. All right, you guys know we had to start off with Dexter Lawrence and Leo Williams creating a freaking wall here. This is the Vikings 12 personnel here. We got a three-man front. You got, I believe this is Kayvon lined up all the way in the 9 tech. All right, so you got three-man front, Jihad, Leo, and Leo's, I think he's playing, we'll look at it from this way, matter of fact. So you got Dexter in like, sort of like a 1, but it's like mostly a nose. It's weird. He's like right on the nose, but it's like technically a 1. I don't know. I would call it a 0 tech. Then you got Leo here in the 3. He's kind of head up, so he's kind of like the 4. He's head up on the Darasol there. And then obviously 12 personnel. Snap the ball. Look at this open hole here for Dalvin Cook. You would think he's just gonna run right through this hole and then eventually be met up by Jalen Smith. But look at the block shedding by Dexter on, I think this is Bradbury. And then I think this is Darasol here. No, it's not Darasol. It's Cleveland, Ezra Cleveland. And look at Leo Williams getting paws on his knees. And look at this block shed. And then look at Dexter Lawrence. He had nowhere to go. And it's really impressive from this angle, right? It's really impressive from this angle because this is really where he's met up at. And you can see how fast Dalvin Cook's momentum is just stopped. He goes nowhere. He goes nowhere. He doesn't gain. He gains a yard. He gains a yard or maybe 2 if they were generous to him. He gained a yard or 2. And his momentum, Dalvin Cook's a strong runner. The fact that Leo Williams and Dexter just stopped him like that in his tracks is great. And Leo Williams was off balance. And Dexter Lawrence was coming through an angle. So great play there by the 2 run stuffers. All right, you can see a little bit of what the Giants did wrong in the beginning of the game. Of course, they adjusted towards the end. But they were really trying to find a way to bend but don't break. So they're going to start off in single high. You're going to see Julian Love coming down to kind of play this hook a little bit. I think he eventually covers the flat, if I'm not mistaken. But then you've got, I believe this is Moreau over here, Adoree, and you've got Xavier McKinney, who was assigned to blanket Justin Jefferson pretty much most of the game. So wherever Justin Jefferson was lined up, McKinney was pretty much there. So here's the mistake that happened. So you have McKinney single high, and his assignment is pretty much Justin Jefferson, just to be honest here, right? And they're playing cover 3 here. You got Kayvon at this flat here. You got I think this is Moreau playing the middle, the one of the thirds. He's supposed to be middle third, another third here, right? So, and I wish I had graphics for you guys, but you guys can see the linebackers get spread out, and Thielen gets just enough space to meet up right in the middle here and gain this reception. Whose fault is this? This is McKinney's fault pretty much. I know McKinney's supposed to be shadowing Justin Jefferson, but it looked like there was some good coverage here from Adoree. This didn't need to be had here. McKinney didn't need to go off his assignment like this. McKinney should have been right here. Moreau was forced to get off his assignment and get to Thielen, and it was wide open for the taking there. I feel like Wink should have knew that for the beginning. Like, Thielen is a great receiver, and you play off coverage like that, this is what happens. So this was a good play by the Vikings and good game plan. And this is something the Giants eventually had to adjust on. Check out Leo Williams. He's going to be playing head up on, I think this is Ed Ingram, the rookie, in the 2 technique, and just completely bullies him. So you got, I believe Justin Ellis is in here, so Dex checked out. But you look at this swipe here, and gets right by the Ed Ingram, right by him, and gets to quarterback. Well, gets to Kirk and makes him throw it early. And then you have Kayvon as well. Look at Kayvon. He's gonna basically get pushed to stunt inside, and it works out mostly. It works out because this 74 guy completely just forgets about Leo Williams, does not try to block him at all, and forces a throw by Kirk Cousins. And this is the type of pressure that we need, man. And this was dropped. I believe this was on a third down. This was dropped by Irv Smith Jr. So this was a very, very crucial play there. Leo Williams getting right past with good hand technique. Now, this just looked like Dexter Lawrence knew what was going on, right? It almost looked like he knew, and he knew he was going to be fast enough to just bolt straight to the ball carrier. So you can see they're going to be playing inside zone here. And Bradbury, as soon as the ball is snapped, Bradbury's already moving, just flowing in this direction, right? Dexter Lawrence stays patient. He stays patient. He doesn't flow with the lineman. He stays patient, gets behind Bradbury, forces Bradbury to be like kind of having bad leverage here, and throws him out the way to get Dalvin Cook. This was such a great heads-up play by Dexter Lawrence, man. Like I said, they're going to be flowing to the right side. Dexter Lawrence doesn't immediately flow with the run, and gets behind Bradbury or behind where they were flowing from, and gets right to Dalvin Cook. That's just a beautiful play. We'll play it in real time real quick. Flowing. Boom. Dexter Lawrence is just an absolute animal. This is one of the bad plays here. This is why the Giants aren't very good in zone coverage. They never were in like all year under Wink. They're best in man coverage. These guys are just man corners. But so you're gonna have TJ Hockenson here. Let's focus up on them. But you look at the defense right now, they're running pretty much all defensive backs. You got Jefferson over here. You got Holmes in the slot. Collins is playing the middle. And then you got these defensive backs over here in a quarters look. So you got two high, and they're going to be playing quarters defense. And so pretty much you got nobody in the flat. Darnay's supposed to be getting the hook and the flat pretty much. And I think Adoree plays the flat if that receiver stays flat. So, but you have Hockenson on a very good route here. You're going to have Hockenson on an out and up. And this type of stuff you see in Madden, right, guys? I mean, it's just simple stuff, but it works very, very well. And it completely gets Darnay Holmes, he doesn't even know that he went behind him. He doesn't even know that. He thinks that he went flat. And that's just an easy zone beater. Easy zone beater for two high safeties. These out and ups from the tight end. And, that's not something you could really blame Darnay on. I guess the instincts weren't there, but he's playing zone coverage. His responsibility is the hook, and I would say pretty much the flat as well if they're playing quarters defense. So, I mean, it's just zone coverage, man. I'm just not a fan. And on top of that, Wink just has a problem with just blitzing. From when he does play soft zone, he still blitzes. I don't understand. You got Tony Jefferson that blitzed. So you literally just have Landon Collins and Darnay Holmes guarding up the middles. Look at it. You had multiple receivers open. So that's just the biggest problem there with blitzing in zone coverage, soft zone at that too. And you had multiple guys doing out and ups. Right? Look at Thielen over here. Thielen did the same thing. So they knew what they were doing. The Vikings offense were very good against the Giants defense. Let's make no mistake about it. All right, this is one of my favorite concepts of all time, and it's the mesh concept. It's very simple, but it works a lot. And it worked here. So you're going to have Hockenson, and I believe Thielen on double shallow route, shallow crosses, right? And then you're gonna have Osborne in a sit down route right in the middle, and that is what's called the mesh concept. It's gonna get all these guys jumbled up together. It really works in man coverage. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. So you're gonna run this play here. They're gonna mesh together, and these guys are playing zone coverage. So everything's kind of covered here, but look who just shows up open here, and that is on Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith just wanted to follow somebody. He wanted to follow TJ Hockenson. KJ Osborne was wide open and in for the touchdown. He should have stood to his assignment. This was all on Jalen Smith here. See, he kind of gets himself in this mesh a little bit to try to get Kirk Cousins to not throw this ball either way, but he doesn't. He just lets KJ Osborne go, and it's a touchdown. So this one's on Jalen Smith. He should have just stayed in his zone, and this would have been covered up nicely. This is a great play by McKinney. I told you guys that McKinney was assigned to blanket on top of Justin Jefferson with Adoree covering him most of the game until they adjusted later on when things were actually getting a little bit more tight and contested. So, like I said, McKinney was wherever Justin Jefferson was, McKinney was as well, along with Adoree. So you're going to see them play here. I believe this is going to be a dig route, and Justin Jefferson is going to cut. And Jefferson is a good route runner, right? But he rounds out his route. He's not a crisp route runner. He's a round router. It's something that he's always had in college. So he kind of comes off his breaks a little. It's a little lazily, right? It's a dig route. McKinney reads it right off the bat. As soon as he makes that first jump, he stops. See, McKinney notices what's going on immediately and goes to cut off this route and does a great job at that. Let's see if it gives us a better angle. No, it will give us a better angle here. You're going to see McKinney. This is too high. I think they're playing quarters again. He's watching him, recognizes it, breaks on it, and it's almost intercepted, man. That would have been a great play. Almost intercepted, but Julian Love couldn't hold on to it as he came to the ground. But a great heads-up play by Julian Love and a great play by McKinney. Now, this is the problem. Now, you see it all the time, right? When you have a star player, a star receiver, and your number one focus is shutting him down and making sure he does not get any receptions or he doesn't ball out, you tend to pay too much attention to that one player and you don't pay attention to anybody else. So you're going to see here the Giants, again, are playing in this soft zone coverage. They're going to be playing cover 3 here, but Adoree seems to be like kind of playing man on him, kind of playing his zone, but where if Justin Jefferson breaks, he's probably going to break too. He does that, and Thielen, this is well designed by whoever calls the plays for the Vikings. I don't know I think it's the head coach, O'Connell, and you're going to see this post here, and I think it was designed for Thielen the whole entire time because Kirk Cousins was just waiting for this to open up, okay? He knew he wasn't going to go to Jefferson. He was just waiting for this to open up and just got it there to Thielen. Easy first down. What happened was Adoree got off his assignment. This is cover 3. This is supposed to be Adoree's spot, but Justin Jefferson breaks, and Jefferson is such a threat that you got to cover Jefferson. Who else is going to cover him? He's getting right behind the linebackers. The linebackers have zero depth, as always. The linebackers never get any depth. Nobody's here. They need to move up, but they don't. So they probably could have fit this into Jefferson anyway, but obviously the better read was Thielen, and Kirk Cousins makes a great throw for the 4th down conversion. This was on 4th down. It's a great play design here because we know Gerard Davis wasn't covering him, and a great 4th down there. And, you know, that's what happens when you have a special player like Justin Jefferson. Now, I'm not a big offensive line aficionado, right? I'm pretty sure this is a trap play. With a trap block coming from rookie offensive lineman Ed Ingram. I don't know what he was doing here, but he allows Jalen Smith to get right in this B gap and take down Dalvin Cook. I don't know what this was. You see Evan Ingram, he pulls, right? Looks like he's setting up a trap, but he just stays there. I don't know if he's just watching Landon here. It looks like he's watching. He runs into his own guy, Ezra Cleveland, Boise State Bronco, and allows Jalen Smith to get right through for the run stop. Now, I kind of crapped on Jalen Smith in this film study, but he has a free rush here. Ryder Anderson in here looking like NASCAR, like Perry Fuel's defense, almost like. But you still got Dexter Lawrence here. And so you get Ryder Anderson going inside here, inside A gap, and then this huge hole opens up for Jalen Smith, and it looks like Ed Ingram is supposed to be filling this up, okay? It's supposed to be a trap play, it looks like. The way that it was the way that Kirk took this snap, and kind of like it was almost like a draw, this is definitely a trap play. And Ed Ingram just, what are you doing? What are you doing? Look at Dexter Lawrence throwing the ball out of Dalvin Cook's hands. Yep. Gotta love it, man. I love this. Now, it's always during the 4th quarter that Wink says, you know what, I'm going to pull away. The guys you think I'm going to blitz, I'm actually going to drop back, and it completely throws off the quarterback. We've seen this multiple times looking at the Baltimore game, the Green Bay game. I mean, I can go to multiple games where the Giants do this, and I love it. Especially towards the fourth quarter, we're able to get to force turnovers and force fourth downs and things like that. Look at all these guys. You would think, hey, this is Wink Martindale's defense. These guys are freaking blitzing, right? And you got a lot of defensive backs here. You got Tony Jefferson. You got, I believe this is McKinney. And then you have Dane Belton here. And all three of those defensive backs drop back. So it's a regular four-man rush. And you're getting Tony Jefferson, McKinney, and Belton getting a good depth. This is how you run zone defense. Now, I get that they're kind of playing prevent because this is around, around the end of the game. So I get they're kind of, they should be dropping back like that, but that's how you get good depth, man. That's something our linebackers need to do. That's how you get good depth here. They're dropping back. Everybody's covered, playing good zone coverage here. Nowhere to throw. You're not throwing anywhere in these lanes here. And, of course, the pressure there by the four-man rush. This is what I like to call a good old coverage sack. Well, it's not even a sack, but good old coverage. Look at Dexter Lawrence forcing more pressure and forcing him to throw. Leo Williams and Dexter Lawrence, man, are just an absolute force. All right, so you're going to see this is Dexter Lawrence's roughing the passer. I get why. I watched shout out Diggy if you're watching this. I get why they called it because he got hit in the helmet with Dexter's forearm, but man, this was just a great play by Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence, by the way, has the most pressures in the NFL from the zero tech position with like 29 according to PFF. And then I think the next is like Raekwon Davis or Christian Wilkins, one of those Miami players at like 8 pressures from the nose tackle position or something like that. A ridiculous number that Dexter Lawrence is getting so much success from the nose or the zero tech. But you can see Dexter head up, zero tech. I'm gonna hit you in the face. He gets his speed. Look how he's 340 pounds, and he gets off the line faster than Garrett Bradbury can blink, and he's already bulldozing guys. He's pinballing into offensive linemen. First Garrett Bradbury, then he runs into Ed Ingram. He bounces off of Ed Ingram and gets to Kirk Cousins in the span of like 2 to 3 seconds at 350 pounds, for crying out loud. All right, this guy's an absolute animal. Guy's an absolute animal. You gotta love Dexter freaking Lawrence, man. Now, this is on the last drive of the game. I believe this is second down. And this is where the Giants, they are a man coverage team. What's my favorite concept of all time? The mesh concept. Now, they play this very well, and they're playing man defense. Remember last time they were playing zone? They switched to man defense in the final, in the fourth quarter, because that's what they just play that better. They're just going to play. They're not going to play to try to like contain Justin Jefferson or do any of that stuff or bend but do not break. No, they're going to be playing real defense here, and they're playing man defense against the mesh concept, which is supposed to work. And you see Hawkinson matched up with McKinney here, and you see Darnay. I believe this Darnay matched up with Cook. They run sort of like a mesh, and it doesn't work. Everybody is covered. Let's see what Thielen was running. Thielen's kind of running a corner route, a deep corner. Moreau is there. I believe the Giants come out and yeah, they're playing like a cover one. So you got Love playing the robber. You got Love playing the robber. You got Holmes manned up on Cook. Everybody's covered. Nowhere to throw to. Great defense. That's how you play defense. And that's why I love man defense if you got the right guys. I keep forgetting the name of this concept that we're about to look at right now offensively. Somebody can leave it in the comments. But it's when you have two deep crossers, kind of like making an X, and then you got a clear out, on one side. I don't know what it's called. Forgive me, guys. I forgot. I'm not an aficionado or anything like that. So you guys can see Cordell Flott lined up outside shading on KJ Osborne. I believe Jefferson also runs this crosser too. So they both run crossers. You got Julian Love playing the robber, and he picks up Justin Jefferson. Why would you not? And obviously, I think the only man here to go to is, unless you want to dump off to Cook, is KJ Osborne. But Cordell Flott makes a great play, and let's look at how he does that. First of all, Cordell Flott's makeup speed was great. He already was at a bad disadvantage here because he had a free release because he He played the outside. KJ Osborne had a free release inside because his route went inside anyway. He said, all right, give me that. I'm just going to run. He doesn't even need to do any steps or anything like that. He has a free release, and look at Cordell Flott's make up speed. And this is the key part that Cordell Flott did well on. He not only trailed Osborne, but he made sure he got in front of him. He made sure he had the angle in front of him so he could time this ball and look at KJ Osborne's eyes and knock this ball away. You think Flott saw the ball coming? No, he didn't. He read KJ Osborne's eyes. He saw it light up. He saw his hands. As soon as his hands get up, Flott gets right in there and forces the incompletion. This was a great play. This is a fear the Flott type play here. Let's see if we can get a better view from this angle. We probably should. And just a great play there by Flott, man. Just to have that makeup speed, use your arm length, have that makeup speed to get under Osborne. And thank God that this wasn't completely in stride. It looks like Osborne had to stop a little bit for it and jump for this ball. He had to kind of flatten that route up a little bit to get that ball. But, you know, just a great play by Flott. Amazing. All right, and you already know, guys, this is the fourth quarter, end of the game, fourth down. This is that infamous 4th and 8 that Kirk Cousins just throws this 3-yard pass there. He was already this is what really forced it. Everybody's talking about, oh, Kirk Cousins, I mean, he threw a 3-yard pass to TJ Hawkins, ha, ha, ha. But look who was coming. Look who was coming. What do you know? It's the guy lined up at Zero Tech, Dexter freaking Lawrence, who made him throw this ball. If you look at Kirk Cousins' eyes, he's going through his reads. The last read that he makes before Dexter Lawrence inevitably swallows him up, pause, is TJ Hawkinson. He had no choice but to throw to TJ Hawkinson. Dexter Lawrence was there. There was not any thought process. He was going through his reads. Nobody was open. Good coverage downfield. And he couldn't force the ball to Justin Jefferson. Dexter Lawrence was there. He was still making his reads. That's just great pass rush right there, man. Great pass rush. Let's look at where Justin Jefferson was, matter of fact. And he's obviously being shadowed by the robber. So the Giants stood in this cover one. They played cover one the entire drive. And it worked. The entire drive. That mesh coverage on second down was cover one. The play that we just went over with Cordell Flott was cover one. And then this 4th down play was cover one. They did not move off of this. Julian Love was playing that robber. Every time Justin Jefferson got in his vicinity, look at it. He's playing the robber, but look how like, I guess off the middle he is because he wants to cover Justin Jefferson. Look how well they played this. Now they could, listen, if Kirk Cousins had time, if Dexter Lawrence was not coming, you had Dalvin Cook, who leaked out. If there was no pass rush here, you just throw. We seen Kirk Cousins do it in this game where he was about to get sacked and he just throws it quickly to Dalvin Cook. But Dexter Lawrence cuts off this lane, hits him as he throws, does not even allow him to get to Dalvin Cook. Guaranteed you, if Dalvin Cook gets this ball and he just has Tony Jefferson to beat, I like Dalvin Cook's odds. I'm sorry, I like Dalvin Cook's odds. But the fact that Dexter Lawrence was there and the last read was TJ makes it all the more better, man. Gotta love it. You gotta love it. So there it is, guys. That is my defensive film review for the New York Giants against the Minnesota Vikings wildcard playoffs. Great game. I loved it. There's so much we can go, we could learn from in these games, watching film. I may do an offensive one soon, but a lot of people already made those videos already, so we'll see. But I enjoyed making this, guys. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. What are other videos you guys want me to break down? I have all the film from everywhere, so you guys can ask me what you guys want to see and leave it in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.